Hey, what's up, robotics? I'm going to teach you how to get started creating the Vex Clawbot on Fusion 360. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is you should have already brought all that zip file into Fusion 360. I've gone over that in other videos in the past, so this is assuming that you already have that step done. Okay. So you want to get your project file set up correctly, and I have the project file here called Vex Clawbot. I'm going to go inside there, and there's a few layers of folders here, so I'm going to enter this one and this one as well. And here's where I'm going to create that assembly, because I'm going to be pulling parts from all of the files you see on the screen here, all of the folders you see on the screen here. So I'm going to, with my untitled design here, I'm going to save it, okay, just to get started correctly. And you see it's in the correct destination folder that I want. And we're going to call this your last name, Fusion 360, Clawbot, or Robot if you are not doing the Clawbot this time, okay, you're doing something different. But I'm going to show you how to get started with the Clawbot. Same principles will apply. Okay, and yep, you can put Fusion 360 in your name too, because this is different from your inventor robots. So save, that's ready to go. So now let's start building the structure, okay? So I'm gonna come to structure, and I've already converted these files to F3Ds, the Fusion 360 file, which again happened in an earlier video. So I am looking for that 20-hole bumper. All right, here it is here. I don't want the part file. I need this one that has the little isometric cube, okay? That is the Fusion 360 file. It's been translated from this IPT into the Fusion 360 file. So I'm gonna right click on it, say insert into current design, and there we go. Okay, so the way I'm gonna work with this, I actually want it to be spun around the, looks like the Y-axis. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do once you put things in here. I'll be teaching you just a few of those that hopefully you can use later. But I'm just going to grab this here and drag this over till it says 180. All right. It does help you out a little bit. It'll snap into even degrees. But if for some reason it's not, just double click in here and type 180. Okay. Hit enter. We've got that. So now I need 4 chassis rails. All right, so let's find those. Okay, here they are. And again, I don't want the part file, I want the Fusion 360 file. So I'm gonna right click, insert into current design. Okay, apparently you should be able to, or you used to be able to drag these in. I haven't experienced that yet with success, but yeah, the insert definitely works. Okay, so see what I did here? It was on top of that other part. So I actually grabbed this little dot. It was kind of gray. It's easier to see now, but yeah, if you look, there's always going to be a dot for you to grab the item. There's going to be the 3 axes of translation, so you can move it along those. It's going to tell you what the planes are there. And then also you can grab these points to rotate around these different axes, all right, which we're going to do. So I'm going to bring this out a little bit. And I definitely need to spin it this way, don't I? Okay, so get it to 90. There we go, or negative 90. It's a little closer still, so I see that little dot there in the middle. I'm going to grab it, bring it out further. And I need to rotate it this way 90 degrees. Okay, there we go. So pretty good. I'll line it up a little better, but that's nice. So the next thing I can do, I'm gonna click OK, is I'm just going to right click, copy, and right click again and hit paste. Because we're gonna need 4 of these, aren't we? All right, so it doesn't look like it's in there, but we can see right here there are 2 now. All right, it says, and it numbers them. So 1, 2. So I'm gonna grab this little dot again and check it out. There it is, okay? So we actually are gonna need 2 more, but going the other direction, right? So I've already copied this, so let me see if I can paste again. Repeat paste, there we go. And it put it in the same place, but this time I need to revolve it a little differently, all right? So I can't just like spin it this way, because if I do that, it's going to be upside down. All right, so we'll go back to how it was, 0. What I need to do is spin it this direction. Okay, and I'll pull it a little further over. Okay, and since this one is oriented the way I want it to be already, I'm going to go ahead and just click copy of this one, and then click paste, or right click and say paste, or let's try Command V. That works as well. Okay, and there I have it. It's lined up the way I want. So I'm going to click OK. All right, so here's going to be the best part. With Fusion 360, you're able to use what they called those iMates in Inventor, the Inventor videos about how to create this by that one guy. And it's very simple. Okay, so here's the thing. So constraints now are called joints. All right, and for now, we might need some of these parts later, but I'm going to get this out of the way. Just X out. Okay, so I have the full screen. Zoom in. All right, and you can just hit the J key to get these, and it's going to make things a lot simpler. So hit J. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in really far here, because if I zoom in to this level, let me back up a little bit, I can kind of grab the thing in general, but it's harder to know exactly where it is on there. All right, so I'm going to zoom in, and basically I know I want the top of this thing here, not quite like that. I need to move it just a little more. There we go. Oh, like that, to be joined to the bottom of this corner. All right, so that looks like it's the correct one right there, to be honest, but just to double check, we're going to do our shift, click the mouse wheel, and spin under trick, all right, which I found is not quite as friendly on Fusion 360 as it was in Inventor, but it still works a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go a little further. All right, and see, the one has been selected. I just need to select this last one. So I'm going to go here, and let's wait till I get that plane lit up. Good. All right, and so I want this to be a rigid joint. So that instead of constraints, again, we call them joints, and you go over here to motion and make sure it's rigid. That's exactly what I want. You can animate it to see what it'll do, and basically it's showing you, hey, I'm shaking this, and it's not coming apart from that. So you can stop the animation and then click OK. All right, so let's just double check that that's what we want. Let's change our view a little bit. All right, back up. And in fact, let's go straight on to the top. Yeah, that looks pretty lined up. It might be, I might need to push this in a little further because it might not be lined up just right. But what I could do is just delete that and then go ahead and fix it with a new joint. Pick a different point. All right, probably maybe that point there. Okay, but that's the idea. The nice thing is you'll see. Let me go back to the home here. Don't forget to ground a piece. That's essential, and that was something I graded for before when I looked at this. Right. So let's ground just the bumper hole. So I'm going to right click and say ground it, and that means it cannot move. All right. So now this thing, when I grab it, it shouldn't be able to move or swing or anything. All right. And check it out, it can't. All right, with one joint instead of the 3 we had to do in the past, it is firmly connected to this thing, while these others are not joined yet and need to be. Okay, so you get the idea. If these things annoy you, check out these little eyeballs. You can just turn off the joints so you don't have to look at it. All right, turn it back on so I'll see it. All right, hope that helps. Have fun.